So I really enjoy using the Google Pixel 9a, but there is one thing that I wish that the Pixel 9a was that this device currently is, and that is a smaller form factor. I honestly feel like that with the push of having bigger and bigger and bigger devices, when I hold my Pixel 5, it makes me wish that most of the newer Pixels were of the same size or a bit smaller. I mean, to be honest with you guys, this design size-wise, to me is perfect. Okay, and it's subjective. I know some of you guys would rather prefer larger phones over smaller phones, but with this compact design and the screen real estate that you get, the Pixel 5, in my opinion, was a great size because you got a lot of screen real estate to be able to view content like, media from YouTube and be able to read things on social media. But then the body design was compact that it just fit in the hand, no problems at all whatsoever. So the device, in my opinion, was the sweet spot. And I think there's a lot of people who would agree with me on that, as I tend to get a lot of good comments about the Pixel 5 every time that I drop an update review on this phone. Now, you guys may have noticed that there are some things that you're seeing on my Pixel 5 that you normally don't see with other Pixel 5s, and that's just because I am running a custom ROM, and I choose to keep it on this custom ROM even though there may be a newer build. I just like the specifics of this particular version of Evolution X, and so that's the reason why I'm keeping it on there. But with the Pixel 5 and the things that it brought to the table, I mean, it doesn't have the 120 Hz refresh, but it does have a 90 Hz refresh. So it's a little step up from 60 Hz if you really want a more smooth, fluid transition and scrolling. For me, the cameras are still pretty good. I can take some pretty good photos with the Pixel 5, which is why, from time to time, I like using it as a secondary device or even my main device to use for a day. Since basically, a lot of the communications between me and family members are done through things like Google Chat and Google Meets, means that I don't necessarily need to bring my main phone line with me everywhere that I go. I can grab this and head out, and I can be contacted by my kids if they need to reach out to me. Another cool thing about the Pixel 5 that I really liked about it was the fact that it had a really good battery. That, coupled with the processor chip that was used inside of it, which was the Snapdragon 765G, made this phone pretty decent. Of course, there were some setbacks that was done, mainly in the form of like AT&T basically stating that they no longer support the Pixel 5 for 5G connectivity. So if you are using AT&T, you are going to be on LTE connection, or what they call their 5GE. Aside from that, basically, network connectivity has been pretty solid. And one of the things I really liked about the Pixel 5 was that there wasn't like a variation split. So this device can connect to sub 6 gigahertz 5G as well as millimeter wave, which it has when I've used Verizon on it in certain areas of my city that has millimeter wave, although millimeter wave is not everywhere. And of course, even things like tree branches can disrupt the signal connectivity. So you're not really missing out on a whole lot when it comes to millimeter wave, other than just basically blazing fast 5G speeds. Aside from network connectivity, this phone just has a lot going for it. And yes, I know for some people who's going to point out like, hey, your screen is a little weird. Yeah, I need to get it replaced, which is probably one of the caveats to this. The fact that I cracked the display on this phone, and literally even till today to get a screen replacement done from a reputable repair shop is still going to cost me above $200 to replace, which in my opinion is not worth doing that. So I keep a screen protector on it for now. Eventually the pricing to repair will go down and then I will have it repaired, but paying over $200 for that's just no good. Aside from all those things personally of my Pixel 5, the overall experience with this phone is still pretty solid. And I say the size of it should be something that is considered by Google with future coming Pixels, that maybe they should create some form of a Pixel Mini that comes in the size of the Pixel 5, because this phone is top notch in my opinion when it comes to the older Qualcomm Pixel days. I don't know, that's just my thoughts. What do you guys think? Drop your comments below.